Hello and welcome to Blue Army TV. I'm sitting after Carlisle have beaten Barrow 5-1 at Brunton Park in what was probably one of the most memorable games of the season so far. That was amazing. That was a really, really good game for all involved at Carlisle Football Club. I think the first half we weren't great. We came out on top just with that John Mellish goal. You could argue Barrow played better. They didn't really trouble Thomas Hawley at all, apart from one weird little cross that turned into a shot with the wind that took it just over him and clipped the crossbar. That was the only real danger they gave us in the first half, despite having most of the ball. But yeah, John Mellish gets us ahead just before half-time. It's against the run of play, in all fairness, but he does what he does. He probably should have had one earlier as well in that half. He had a brilliant one-on-one chance with Paul Farman. I think Paul Farman maybe could have got to it first had he gone a little bit earlier, which he probably should have. But John Mellish gets there first. Paul Farman does what good keepers do, that if you're not going to get it, make sure you're on top of the striker, or in this case our centre-back. Make sure you're on top of the defender when he's about to take his shot so he can't get it round you. And he did it really well to stop John Mellish, but he couldn't do it the second time round, and John Mellish does end up scoring. Half-time comes, we start the second half, okay, Joe Garner gets his goal, brilliant finish. He manages to get it round a couple of players. I thought he'd blown his chance, to be honest. I think he probably should have shot earlier, but he decides to go back and take on his man, gets the shot off anyways, scores, and we're 2-0 up. And that's when Barrow absolutely fell to bits. They collapsed. They let us just absolutely batter them, and I'd be concerned if I was a Barrow fan watching that today. It's not even one of those results where we've been beat, but we tried till the end, because they gave up. You can say they scored that goal, but they gave up. Barrow, Mellish scores another, which is one of the worst bit of defending I've seen in this league for a long, long time. John Gibson gets the ball, turns, sees John Mellish in so much space in the centre of the park. I saw John Gibson double take. I saw him stare in disbelief for a few seconds before realising, oh yeah, I just need to play this through. And he's there, in the middle of the park, one-on-one with the keeper. The two centre-backs are oceans apart. He just got all the room of Brunton Park just to get past the defenders, get the ball past the keeper. Not so long after that, Patrick gets one, and it starts to get a little bit silly because we're just absolutely running rampant on them. It was embarrassing for Barrow. If I was a Barrow fan tonight, I'd be embarrassed by that performance, because we just absolutely steamrolled you. You showed up to our spot, brought a lot of fans, and you just embarrassed yourselves. That's all I can say. And I need to give credit to the 900 odd Barrow fans that travelled up, because it's a Tuesday night game, and we've had a lot bigger clubs bring a lot less. I know it's not that far a drive compared to some other places in the county, in the country, but 900 odd fans on a Tuesday night is a good effort, regardless of where it is in the country. So yeah, I just think it was far too easy. They made it far too easy for us, and we just took full advantage in that second half. Then obviously Dennis comes on, and so does Kimani Gordon. Kimani Gordon wins the penalty. Dennis scores it, and it's an interesting thing from Paul Simpson that I've noticed, that you'll have to notice from today. He started two completely different strikers. He'd done that thing where he keeps a winning team for a few weeks, and it becomes very easy to predict the starting lineup, and then all of a sudden Ben Barkley's at right back. You've changed both your strikers. Both the strikers that you start score in Amani Patrick and Joe Garner, and then you sub them two strikers on for the original two strikers you had earlier on in this month, and you've got Dennis and Kimani Gordon up front, like you have had for the last few games. One of them wins a penalty, the other scores it. Both sets of strikers did their job extremely well. Kimani Gordon, although he didn't get on the score sheet himself today, he really contributed to that overall goal tally by winning that penalty, which he did really well. I think Paul Farman probably didn't need to foul him. I think Kimani Gordon's sort of touch was probably going to go out had Paul Farmer not decided to just completely slap his kneecaps into oblivion and bring him down in the box. It was a strange challenge. And yeah, I'm glad that happened, because 5-1 sounds so much more devastating than 4-1, doesn't it? 4-1's understandable, 5-1 is just stupid. 5-1 is embarrassing. And I haven't seen many nights like that at Brunton Park, ever, in my time spent in Carlisle. I just haven't seen it. There's been instances, there's been, Cardiff in the Cup when we were in the playoffs at one time. And then you've obviously got that 8k for MK we had. Certain moments under Chris Beach were good, but you don't get many nights like we had tonight. Hartlepool was another example of a similar atmosphere on a smaller scale, because the attendance was a lot lower. But I'm so happy we beat them today. I could not stand us getting beat today, and we've absolutely smashed them, and they deserve to get smashed because they weren't very good. We're by far the better team, and it puts us right into them automatic promotion places. Yes, Northampton have a game in hand, but they've got to win it. And recently that's been a challenge for them. They beat Barrow, but anyone can do that apparently. Yeah, sorry Barrow. But yeah, they beat Barrow, but they're struggling against pretty much everyone else in the league. They're slipping away. Leyton Orient are slipping away. We're 6 points off the top of the league. I'd be very much happy with us just fighting for them automatic promotion places, but there's no reason why we can't launch a late title challenge. Last time we won the league under Paul Simpson, back in 2005, that's exactly what we did. We started the season quite slowly under that first League 2 season with Paul Simpson. And then towards the end of the season, we went on a really good run, like we're doing now, and finished top. And there's no reason why we can't do that again. And I might be getting a little bit carried away, because obviously we've beat our local rivals 5-1 today. But I think we're very entitled to get carried away, I think. Carlisle fans are going to love this result. They're going to look back on this for a long, long time, I think. And Barrow fans are never going to be able to live it down. And that's the way it should be. I'm sure you'll all enjoy the next few days. I will too. Sleep well. Thank you for watching, and in a bit.